people in this room actually don't have a problem getting skilled employees? No hands? It's our most expensive resource. It's the most difficult one to attract. It's the most difficult one to motivate. It's the most difficult one to retain. One of the things that I want to talk today about is a strategic change for New Zealand, which is the only way we're going to solve the skill shortage in this country. And the key message I want to get across, because like the other presenters I'm going to struggle with time, is that it actually is responsibility of all of us that actually rely on employees in one shape or form or another. So I'll talk a bit about career-capable New Zealand. I'll talk about career-capable communities. And what I mean by a community is it's a community of interest. So for example, the ICT sector is a community. It's about users of employment skills and the employment skills, the people who have the skills, actually working together to marry up what I call a demand-demand equation, which is the demand for jobs and the demand for employees. We don't do it very well, and I'll give some examples of why. As a not-for-loss government agency, we actually have the aim of effectively linking education skills with skills development and training and with employment. Because any of you in this room can tell me, I'm sure, about some gaps that exist in that linkage. Kids in schools just don't get the information they need to be able to make wise choices about their long-term employment. What do we need? We've heard a lot about the needs of businesses, governments, local authorities. However, the biggest factor, the biggest problem that we have as employers is people and their skills. To be successfully and internationally competitive, New Zealand urgently needs to improve our skills base. You would have heard the Minister say the other day, it's probably the #1 challenge for our country. We need a workforce with skills that match the future needs of the economy. We don't need to be generating graduates that actually, for jobs that exist today. The problem we don't seem to have sussed terribly well is for businesses to look 5 years out and to be able to predict the sort of skills they need, and then putting that information back into the tertiary organisations and the schools such that the kids are working towards that end as an end. Problem. Most careers, education and skills organisations are confusing and discontinuous to individuals. In other words, the kid in school just doesn't see a continuum of information. They don't know where to go to get the information to make the right choices to take the right subjects. Many New Zealanders do not proactively take responsibility for their own career decisions. They bumble in, or they tumble in to choices of subjects at schools, choices of degrees at tertiary, and then they tumble and bumble through their career thereafter. And what's even worse is that the agencies and organisations involved in the provision of education in this country are multifarious, disaggregated, and they don't talk to each other. And they're not motivated by the outcomes for the economy. Most tertiary organisations, for example, are motivated by bums on seats. They're not actually there to make sure that all their kids get jobs. The result, 30% of school leavers in New Zealand don't even have NCEA level 1. 44% of tertiary students who withdrew in their first year say the main reason they withdrew was they actually took the wrong course. Now, that's not only a terrible mistake for them because they lost a year of study, but it's also a terrible mistake for the country because we paid for most of that education. Employers tell me that more than half the school leavers that they get coming in their door simply don't have any skills that they're looking for. Don't have some of the skills they're looking for. They simply don't have any of the skills they're looking for. And as we know, our unemployment is high, but worse than that is the skill shortage, which is not easily measured. The gaps. Too many young people still choose their school subjects with little regard for their long-term future, their interests or their personal skill base. They often take subjects that look easy or they like. They don't actually realise. I have a good example the other day. I had a kid who was 17 who came to us and said, what do? I want to be a farmer. But I really hated science and I dropped it in the first book. Never remember what the end of these days. And so this kid actually has compromised himself for quite a number of years ahead because he's got to go back and do science and retrain effectively so that he can actually do the job that he's looking for. Too many kids then repeat these same mistakes as they enter tertiary study. We have so many students doing media, design and marine biology. Those are the three areas I pick on. And you know how many jobs there are for graduates from media, design, marine biology in New Zealand today? You all are. There are none. But there are thousands of kids going to university studying. The goal of the day is when you can actually say that any degree is a good degree because it gets you a head start somewhere. Those days are gone. These days when kids come out with a bachelor's degree, they've got a large debt that they've got to pay back. They need a job in that. We've got far too many graduates. I don't know if you've got teenage kids, I suppose, but they talk about people who serve them in McDonald's are all bachelor's degree graduates, waiting for someone to come along as a job. You know, that's a shocking waste of talent. The other big sector of our community, this is about 50 to 60%, don't actually think career decision making is actually cool. And worst of all, this is our priority. Most of them are in Pacific. And they think that at age 15 you have to choose a job for life. And career doesn't mean that. Career means developing skills that enable you to move through life, doing 20, 50, 60 jobs if you want, but developing your own skills. As a result, very large sectors and sections of our New Zealand community are actually left standing waiting. And it's not just Maori and Pacific. We've got a very large segment of the workforce of women returning to work who simply aren't being utilised to the maximum potential. And superannuities is another example. We've got a lot of talent out there in our country which is simply not being aligned to help our economic growth. In the interest of time, I won't go through this quickly, but quickly, we need to achieve better linkages between education and employment. The solution is actually quite simple. It's only three things. We've actually got to instill in each New Zealander the responsibility for taking decisions. Now that's not that easy, but we need to do it. We need good information. We need to be able to put the information into the hands of New Zealanders so that they can make the decisions based on fact, based on choice. And thirdly, the one I'll spend most time about, which is the one that's the focus of the work at the moment, is we actually need a joined up continuum of stakeholders that is providing the information and the support to the individual. Our challenge is to align and coordinate the actual energy that's in our country and make sure that it's focused on helping align the demand-demand equation. The solution, personal drive. We actually can't get kids to be personally driven. That's not that easy, but we can actually start the process. I'll come to that in a minute. Information sources. For the last 2 years running, Careers New Zealand website has been voted best career support website in the world. Now, we're not standing still. We've got a heap more we can do, and we need a lot more employer information on that. So, employers out there, please contact me because we want to link you and your information up with New Zealanders. We're currently getting 5 million hits a year on our website, and we're getting 1.6 million from overseas. So there's a lot of people interested in the information that we have. We need more information. The key, critical missing element, is the systemic joined up community of interest. And it can be many different things. For example, starting one in Kororua, there's a combination of tertiary agencies, secondary schools, a parents group and a church group. Because it's a high Pacific community and most of the Pacific community go to the church. That's the community, the career capable community we're working on there. In Christchurch we're working on an ICT community. Because the ICT industry in Christchurch has about 300 vacancies at the moment for IT people. It doesn't matter what sort of community or where it is, it needs to be a linking of the key people who have something in common in solving the demand-demand equation. I won't go through that. So the career system, it's a system of many stakeholders, and it could be any sort of system. There's pretty much everyone in the room here. You can be a contributor to that system, wherever you are. My plea to you is that contact us or contact me, because I can put you in touch with communities that might be in your area, in your sector, in your industry sector, or actually in your community where you live, that we are currently working on. We've got some models going already in Auckland, Rotorua, Hamilton, Kororua and Christchurch, and there's many more in the pipeline. There's lots of different communities that are starting to develop out there. Your role and your future success might just depend on making sure that we link the information that you have and the need that you have with the demand from kids coming through. Our role is to actually get out and enthuse and challenge stakeholders right across the country to actually proactively develop these communities of interest. It's not hyperbole, I don't think, to say that unless we crack this nut, we are not going to sustainably solve New Zealand's economic challenges at the moment. Korea's New Zealand service model is very simple. We see our three-legged stools having three parts to it. We provide a huge amount of information and resources on the right, and that's the website, but it's also a whole lot of other things. We are focusing on developing career competence in schools and individuals and in iwi. For example, we have a number of contracts with iwi. We have recently had by Tingi Tribunal settlements who are fundamentally focusing on lifting the support of their kids. And lastly, we have a career system leadership responsibility. How can we work together? This is the last slide. We want all of you to become part of the community of interest wherever you might be. We want to help you connect with, influence the training and skills development of our future workforce and your future workforce. We want to be able to get the information out of your industry, your sector, your head, into a form that we can put it where we can make a difference. We want to continue to develop joint projects in communities of interest, business sectors and local communities, or even national. Two ways you can contact us: either give me a call or check out our website, and you can go to the website there. I fundamentally believe, as a newcomer to education of only 2 years, that if we don't solve this problem, New Zealand is really never going to solve long-term, sustainably, the current economic challenge that we have.